New video exposes Amber Heard pretending to be a victim again. In 2017, during the height of the Me Too wave, Amber Heard testified against her husband Johnny Depp on charges of domestic abuse over a time of 2 years. Millions of people across the globe thought that Johnny Depp would be yet another addition to a long list of celebrities who were rightly brought to justice for their misogynistic ideals. However, new reports began baffling the experts and created a new course for the case to proceed. Heard failed to prove anything completely and surprisingly incriminating proof of Amber Heard carrying out abuse and harassment for Depp appeared and was proven. That began the downfall of Heard, who was forced to drop all charges against Depp by the jury. After being proven false decisively by the law, Heard was yet again found trying to play the victim card with yet another video. What is it this time? Who is Amber Heard? Amber Heard was born on April 22, 1986 in Austin, Texas as the middle child of 3 daughters. Her parents were internet researchers Patricia Paige and construction company owner David Clinton Heard. Her family spent significant time outside Austin, and she grew up riding horses, hunting and fishing in the woods. She also liked to participate in beauty pageants at a tender age, although she would later recant her view as an adult, stating that it would be impossible for her to tolerate the objectification. Raised as a devout Catholic, Heard would begin a journey of self-discovery which culminated in her identifying herself as an atheist at the age of 16 following the passing away of her best friend in a car accident. Amber Heard's first major role as an actress in American films came with the horror film All the Boys Love Mandy Lane in 2006. Her other works include the likes of The Ward in 2010 and Drive Angry, released in 2011. She also enjoyed major supporting roles in films like Pineapple Express and Never Back Down in 2008, The Jonases a year later, and Machete Kills in 2013. Heard is also part of the DC Extended Universe franchise as Mira in Justice League in 2017 and Aquaman in 2018. She is also expected to star in the forthcoming film Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Legal case with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard got engaged in January 2014 and tied the knot on Depp's private island in the Bahamas, Little Halls Pond Cay, a year later in February. On May 23, 2016, Heard filed for divorce and even obtained a temporary restraining order against Depp. In his counter, Depp alleged that there was a financial motivation behind her actions. Heard also testified during the divorce, alleging that Depp has been verbally and physically abusive to her throughout their 3-year relationship, while usually under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Being a famous Hollywood couple, the divorce received much publicity influenced by the release of pictures of Heard's alleged injuries in the media. The divorce was finalized in January 2017. Fast forward a few years, Depp has been labeled a wife-beater by The Sun magazine, and with the environment being charged with the Me Too scandals, Depp suffered from a substantial loss of image as people began placing him in the same category as the rapist director Harvey Weinstein. Just when things were going in favor of Heard, testimonials from Depp's previous lovers turned the case on its head. Proof emerged that Heard's abused both mental and physical in Depp, including pooping in his bed. She had even assaulted him in front of others under the influence of alcohol. Many of her allegations against Depp were proven to be false. The court ruled against her, and she had to pay $10 million in compensatory damages for defamation and $350,000 in punitive damages for providing fabricated details. She also lost sympathy amongst netizens who smeared her image online. New video controversy. In 2019, several high-profile actors gathered for the Emory Awards to commemorate the Justice League actor Nico Tortorella and DC Comics. There, Amber Heard said that she was a vulnerable teenager who didn't have anyone to look up to as her acting capabilities were nurtured. She thus tried playing the victim card and portrayed a fragile picture of a lonely teen. This video has resurfaced on the net and has been the subject of the most horrendous star bashing that one can fathom. The reason behind the largely negative response is that there is almost nobody in the world who currently believes anything that Heard says. The reason behind her fall from grace is basically due to the court's announcement that the fake allegations that she made against her ex-husband were primarily intended to reap the benefits of a victim of domestic abuse. She had almost ruined the career of a compatriot Hollywood actor for the sake of money, and to suit her narrative, all these actions have made her a scapegoat for different forms of online bullying, who are unhappy with the ordeal that Depp had to go through. Needless to mention, they are hung upon ensuring that such an abuse of power does not take place ever, and hence have been rabidly calling out Heard.